Hello, and welcome to Blue Water Beat, where we highlight people and programs in our schools and community. I'm your host, Taylor Hornbacher, and today our reporters have some exciting news for you about a wide variety of topics. Let's get started with information about the senior play being held at Marysville High School.
The senior play is coming up soon, and everyone in it is rushing to learn his or her lines. They still need to practice, but they are on their way to perfecting it. There are many talented seniors in this year's play. Many of them have performed in many plays and musicals before. We were able to interview Charlie Donahue, who plays one of the lead roles. We asked him to tell us a little bit about this year's senior play and what role he has in the play.
Well, this year's senior play is called West of Pecos, and it takes place in a Texas town with Judge Roy Bean, who is actually my character. He's in love with a famous movie actress, and he's hanging a man for shooting one of the posters that he has in the town, but the famous movie actress actually comes to the town and convinces him otherwise. So there's a little bit more that goes on with that, but you'll have to come out and see it to, figure out the rest of the story.
Sounds like it will be an amazing play. Next, we asked him how he memorizes his lines so well.
Memorizing is really difficult. It's probably one of the biggest challenges, seeing as we only have a month to completely get through the entire show. But it's basically repetition, and doing the lines over and over and rehearsing them with each other is always the best way to get them in your head. So it just takes a lot of practice.
The seniors are all working hard and are doing a great job. Everyone is excited about this year's senior play. I'm Kenny Steele for M6, your hometown station.
Marysville businesses have always supported people in our community, and no one has taken that further than Wally Supermarket. Mr. Wally Baku tells our own Brandon Armstead about their holiday food drive.
As the holidays approach, I was given the task in my communication arts class to find somebody in the community who has helped others in the community. Wally Baku from Wally Supermarket was nice enough to let us ask a few questions about the Salvation Army bag drive that he has been running for the past few years. Mr. Baku explained how he has initially gotten involved with the Salvation Army bag drive.
It started actually, my friend, the late Gary Moore, him and I were talking about how we can help the community and how we can come up with a project. And he says he used to be involved where he used to live at Hazel Park and about the Salvation Army project. So we took it on right away, and I thought it was a great idea, and I give him all the credit. He's a dear friend of mine. He passed away last year, and that's how it started, actually.
Finally, we asked Mr. Baku who exactly this drive helps at the Salvation Army.
There's a lot of people in our community that they need help, and so when our customer comes into the store, they purchase these goods, and we put them in a pallet, and then I call the Salvation Army. They're really very appreciative and helps them out and helps the people that walks into the Salvation Army store. So it's a very good help for the community, and we appreciate our customers, and we appreciate their help.
This sounds like a very worthwhile project, and you can support the cause by shopping at Wally's Supermarket soon. I'm Brandon Armstead for M6 Television, your hometown station.
As most of you know, our Marysville band represented our community at the annual Detroit Thanksgiving Parade, but this was not their first trip. The band competed in the state finals at Ford Field. Several members spoke about what playing on the big field meant to them.
The Marysville Viking Regiment had a very successful marching season this fall. The band qualified for state championships in Flight 3. The contest was held at Ford Field on November 3rd. The band got 12th place overall. We asked sophomore Charlie Tanowski what it was like to perform at Ford Field for her very first time.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the experience. It's something that's going to help me to look forward to next year and try my hardest when marching.
Next, senior Heather Pressel tells us what it meant to her to perform her very last marching show at Ford Field.
It was a big honor to perform for the third time in Ford Field in my senior year, and we worked really hard to get there.
Neil Jansen tells us what it meant to him to perform at Ford Field for the last time.
Well, it was a great honor, and it was a very nice thing for me to be able to lead the band for the last time on the Ford Field. And although it was a really emotional experience, I'm glad I got to have it.
Congratulations to the Marysville Viking Regiment on a successful marching season this year. Thanks for watching M6, your hometown station. I'm Selena Reyna. Join us again soon.
Our Marysville cheer team recently took time from their events to help in the community. Team members assisted walkers at the Breast Cancer Prevention Walk, and Coach Weingartz told us how they got involved.
As many people know, October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Marysville cheerleaders went the extra mile to support the cause at the annual Breast Cancer Walk in Port Huron. Coach Amanda Weingartz gives us a little insight on how she heard about the opportunity for her girls to help with the walk.
2 years ago when I coached, the volunteer chairperson for the walk actually contacted us and asked if that's something we would be interested in helping them with. So we went ahead and did it, and the girls had a lot of fun. We were unable to do it last year, but when it came around time this year, I actually contacted the volunteer coordinator and asked her if she would like our help again, and she was very excited, and we kind of went from there.
Wow, sounds like a great way to get involved. Speaking of getting involved, we also asked Coach Weingartz what made her decide to have her team volunteer at the walk.
The breast cancer charities have always been close to my heart. My good friend's mom actually passed away a year after we graduated, so it's always been a charity that I've been interested in. Myself, I have done a couple of the breast cancer 3 days, and it's very moving, and I thought it would be something important to instill into the girls and a fun opportunity for us.
Coach Weingartz tells us what activities the cheerleaders participated in the day of the walk.
The girls actually did a couple of things. A couple of weeks before the walk, they actually were selling breast cancer ribbons throughout, the school and work and at home. They sold the ribbons for about $1, and those proceeds went directly towards the Making Strides for Breast Cancer and the American Cancer Society. The girls actually raised about $200 doing that. And then on the day of the walk, the girls brought signs and poms and megaphones and really cheered on the walkers who were doing the 3-mile walk that day. So it was a really fun experience.
Great job to the Marysville cheerleaders in helping make strides against breast cancer. We all look forward to seeing how they progress through their 2012 competitive season and wish them good luck. I'm Sierra Slobodecki for M6, your hometown station.
Every day, 1,200 people are injured in car crashes involved with distracted drivers. Some examples of distracted driving are messing with the radio, texting while driving, and talking to passengers. Is having fun worth your life? To learn more, go to www.distraction.gov.
The Michigan Public Service Commission has a wide range of information available on its website to help utility customers make informed decisions. Everything from energy-saving tips and assistance programs to community events in your area. If you have questions about your natural gas, electric, telecommunications, or video cable service, visit michigan.gov/MPSC or call 1-800-292-9555. A public service message from the Michigan Public Service Commission.
Marysville students were quick to welcome several new faces to the school this year. Foreign exchange student Victoria Eggert explained how her experience has been so far in Marysville.
This year, we fortunately have 2 foreign exchange students that attend Marysville High School, and we got the opportunity to interview one of them, Victoria Eggert. She came here from Germany at the beginning of August, and she will spend the whole school year here. And Victoria tells us how her experience has been so far.
I really enjoy being an exchange student because I make a lot of new experiences here, and I meet a lot of new, very nice people, and so I really enjoy being here.
Victoria also told us about the differences between American and German high school.
We usually have like 14 classes in our German high school, so it's not like we have the same 6 hours every day, but different classes. So that's maybe the main difference. And yeah, so, and about tests, they're different too, but.
We also asked her if she would recommend this program to other students.
Of course, I would, because as I said before, you really make a lot of new experiences, and I recognized that I became a lot more self-confident, and it's just very helpful.
It sounds like she's really enjoying it and is making a lot of experiences here at Marysville High School, and we are very happy to have her. I'm Caitlin May for M6, your hometown station.
Speaking of new faces around the high school, Mickey Brass introduces us to our newest Spanish teacher, Mr. Caleb Dahlman.
Marysville High School has a new Spanish teacher this year. Mr. Dahlman joined the staff recently and stopped by our studio to tell us more about his background for becoming a Spanish teacher.
Well, I grew up in Venezuela, so Spanish was my first language. My mom and dad are both teachers. My mom teaches elementary school. My dad's a pastor, so it's different types of teaching. In high school, I really liked helping my friends with schoolwork and kind of teaching them. And when I saw they got it because of me, it really made me feel good. And I figured, hey, if I can do this for a living, why not? So it's been good so far. I like it.
We also asked him, how have you adjusted to Marysville High School?
It's been good. It's been it's been different, but it's been a good adjustment from when I was before. The students have been a big change, which is nice. I was surprised at a lot of the respect some of the students were showing. What really surprised me was the first day when the bell rung, the students actually didn't get up and leave right away. They waited for me to excuse them. Thought that was impressive. But yeah, the staff is great. I think the expectations are high, which is good.
Finally, I hear you might be the freshman baseball coach. What is your background on baseball?
Well, growing up in Venezuela, I started playing when I was 4 or 5 years old, played year-round. Then I had opportunity to play college ball at Wayne State, played there for 5 years. Great experience. Coached last year in Pinconning, varsity coach, assistant there. I've done some summer coaching with some different travel teams. So I definitely try to, use as much of my background as I can. I was able to work with the Loons this past summer as well, working with some of those pro guys, learning tips from them. So I definitely have a lot of knowledge and resources that I've, and contacts that I've gathered throughout the years for coaching baseball.
We wish Senior Dahlman the best of luck this year. I'm Mickey Brass from M6, your hometown station.
Ms. Erin Potts, a history teacher at Marysville High School, became involved in a suicide prevention walk a while back. She told Jeff Beach why she became involved.
Every day in the U.S., there are approximately 11 teenage suicides. For every suicide completion, there are between 50 and 200 suicide attempts. Suicide not only affects the victim, but it affects the people around the community also. In the Blue Water community, we are trying to prevent this tragedy from occurring. Ms. Potts, a Marysville High School teacher, is taking action to help prevent teen suicide.
As an educator, I feel like I do have a lot of power and opportunities to try and prevent this tragedy from occurring. So as an individual, I try to take it upon myself on a daily basis to connect with my students and try to make them feel as though they belong, and to try to make them feel that no matter what's going on in their world, that they're not alone, because I do think that that's the primary cause of suicide, is that people do not feel, for one reason or another, that their life is worth living and that it's worth continuing. So that's individually what I try to achieve every day. But also on a larger scale, I've tried to participate in some local community events. I recently participated in a walk at East China Park that was called Out of the Darkness. And it's a national organization called the American Federation for Suicide Prevention that puts on these walks on a national scale. They take place in communities all over. But when they came to St. Clair, a friend of mine was organizing the event, and as the coordinator, she asked me to help and to not just participate, but to encourage students and their families to also come. And so it was a very fulfilling experience, and it's something that I plan to continue annually.
Ms. Potts explained why this issue is so important to her.
Recently, as an educator, I had a student that had a profound impact on me and the Marysville community, and his name was Jake John. And so with that personal relationship I had with Jake that ended because of this tragedy and the taking of his own life, I felt that, this is something that no family, no friend, no teacher should have to go through, and that we can all take it upon ourselves to try and be proactive with preventing it. And so because of that experience that I had with the student, and also just friends that I have whose families have been affected personally by suicide, it's something that moves me deeply and emotionally, and that's my main motivation is to just try to prevent this tragedy from putting family and friends through the experience that I went through.
Specifically, Ms. Potts tells us what she's doing to raise awareness about teen suicide.
I try to raise awareness by participating in local events like the American Federation for Suicide Prevention's Out of the Darkness Walk. But I also tried to help mobilize the student body to participate. And I had a close friend of mine who coached the student that I had recently who was a victim of suicide. And together we designed shirts that commemorated him and some of the personal values that he held. And so we designed shirts, we promoted them to some of our students that we knew would be interested. We contacted the families of people that we thought would be interested in participating. And so by encouraging people to participate in this one event, I hope that the effect of them, or the effect that it has on them, motivates them to continue to participate in events like this that raise awareness.
We appreciate Ms. Potts' efforts and all of the volunteers' efforts to prevent this tragedy from occurring. For M6 Television, I'm Jeff Peach.
Our marching band is not the only band making news. St. Clair County's community band is under new leadership and is planning several new events. Let's hear more with Heather Pressel.
The SC4 Symphonic Band was officially established in 1978. The musicians are students and volunteers from the surrounding communities. Recently, the band's director, Carl Gippert, retired. Fortunately, the college was able to find an exemplary replacement, Eric Sinkmajor. Mr. Sinkmajor is a Michigan State graduate and has conducted a multitude of ensembles. Currently, Mr. Sinkmajor is also the director at Port Huron Northern High School and the South Oakland Concert Band. First, we asked Mr. Sinkmajor what made him want to become the director of the SC4 Symphonic Band.
Well, since I've been in the area for about 10 years, I've learned more and more about the group. I've played on a couple of concert cycles, and I've really enjoyed the people that have been in it, the high-quality musicians that are here. I'm also aware of the great history that the organization has with some really fantastic directors over the last 30 or 40 years. They're just, again, it's a great tradition with great musicians, and it's had great leadership, and I'm just really thrilled to have the opportunity to be a part of that history.
We then asked him what his favorite part about being the new director was.
Getting to know a lot of really nice new people. The people are fantastic. Again, they're just terrific musicians, and they've been really helpful and understanding and helping me through the transition. When you bring a new conductor into a position, it takes time for everybody to get used to each other, but everybody's been really nice to me.
Lastly, we asked him if there was any upcoming events he would like to tell us about.
We have a concert on December 16th. It's at 4 o'clock at McMorran, and we're preparing a nice concert program. We'll be giving that with some chamber ensembles as well as the SC4 choir under the direction of Cheryl Caskey, and it should be a really nice performance.
Sounds like the band is in great hands. We wish the SC4 Symphonic Band the best of luck in the future. I'm Heather Pressel for M6.
Finding a club or sport at MHS always helps students make new friends and continue to grow. Mrs. Tiffany McLaughlin explains more about the book club.
Students have the opportunity to join the book club for the 2012-2013 school year. We got the chance to talk to Mrs. McLaughlin and ask her how students sign up for the book club.
Book club is located in my room during FIT, usually on Wednesdays, but we also accommodate different times and different needs of the members and adjust as necessary.
Then we asked when the deadline was to sign up.
You sign up either with me, with one of the book club members, or on my Weebly, which is tmclaughlin.weebly.com.
Next, we asked when and where the book club is located.
Deadline is kind of an ongoing thing. You can sign up at any time. Again, all you do is contact me or one of the book club members.
We also asked if the book club members read the same book.
It depends on what we're doing that month. Sometimes we read the same book. Other times we go with different genres or subjects or authors, and it all depends on what the book club wants to read.
And finally, we asked Mrs. McLaughlin what her favorite type of book was to read.
I'm an English dork, so I like pretty much any type of book. especially ones that keep me interested. That's pretty much my only prerequisite for reading.
Sounds like the book club plans to have another successful year. For M6 Television, I'm Alexa Bailey.
I hope you enjoyed meeting some new people and learning about the great programs in our school and community. Be sure to join us again next time for more news on Blue Water Beats. I'm Taylor Hornbacher for M6, your hometown station.